Alright, we'll start with Mangalachala. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनुष्ठं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीयुतं पदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं साद्वैतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महाप्रणयाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरातिसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण माता जी। All right. So welcome Prabhuji and Mataji who are coming first time in the class. So glories of book distribution. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right. So we'll start with revision. Okay. So last time some people were not there, so we'll start with the revision. Right. And the revision goes that way. So just to give you some overview, this is not one-way class. Okay. So the communication will not be one way because all our Shastra, Upanishad, everything is a conversation between Guru and Shishya. I'm not Guru here, but just someone who is teaching the knowledge and then the person who is getting the knowledge. And then only we can understand. One-way communication you cannot understand. So ask any question you have. Anyway, I will start with asking question because last time. So any question you have in mind, just ask. Feel free to ask. Right. That's how we understand things more. So yes, that's the introduction. Yes. Or how we should go. And so first question. Now my turn to ask question. Right. Was Bhagavad Gita spoken for Arjun only? What do you think? It was in the war zone battlefield. No one else asked. Arjuna was asking those questions. So was Bhagavad Gita was spoken for Arjun only? Why? Others were also listening, but was that spoken for others? Then means it was spoken for Arjun only.
Was engaged with the conversation and asked questions.
So
the process is where I think the Lord himself clarified what his subsequent questions were. Whereas others probably didn't either hear or they didn't ask questions.
So is Bhagavad Gita, well, that time when Bhagavad Gita was spoken, it was only for Arjuna, right? Like Arjun को बता दिया हो गया मेरा काम. That's it. Why Bhagavad Gita was spoken? Let's come to that part of question. For whom Bhagavad Gita was spoken? For unite. Unite who? For whom? मतलब unite क्या मतलब? For Arjun, for Kaurav, for Pandav, to all, to all, to all of them, all of us, all of us. Why?
Past. Somehow it was lost, so Lord himself revived that one more time and
Okay, but Bhagavad Gita, let's conclude, let's at least come to the fact that Bhagavad Gita is spoken for all of us. Right? Why? क्यों हमारे लिए भगवद गीता क्यों जरूरी है? Why it is important for us to know? We are in the ज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य. Okay, then why Bhagavad Gita इतना बड़ा बोलने की? Why there is a need of speaking the whole 700 verses? God has simply said that I am Lord, worship me, that's it.
Serious mind will
Except, yeah, it's a correct answer. So, what was the situation Bhagavad Gita was spoken? I'm going a little basic here, right? But that is important for us to understand. To understand what is going to be further, right? So, just to give you some overview, we are in second chapter, but this may look like this is the first, this is the start of Bhagavad Gita, because anytime you start Bhagavad Gita, that looks like that, right? It will always be always fresh, right? So, what was the condition Bhagavad Gita was being spoken? क्या हुआ था? At least that escape only, not what is happening in the world. At that situation, what was happening? Why Krishna has to speak Bhagavad Gita? Arjuna was confused
His duties, what
about his duties, what he should do, and karma yoga and all those things, right? And he was confused, bewildered, and yeah, he was seeking help. And is that the case with Arjuna only? Everyone, right? All of us will goes to the same situation in life when we are bewildered, when we are confused, when we don't understand what to do. Right? We seek help from someone. We seek help from our friends, our family, someone. Right? We all are in that situation. So Bhagavad Gita is not just for the Arjuna; it is for all of us, because what Arjuna was facing, even we all face the same situation in our life every now and then. Right. So all these things are lesson for us also. And that's how we should understand Bhagavad Gita. It is in those situations what should we do? It is not only Arjuna. Like, we cannot think that Arjuna was in battlefield, he's going to kill. I'm not going to kill anyone. Why should I need to know Bhagavad Gita? Like just 15 minutes back, not 15 now, half an hour. Just coming up, one friend, he met me, he came from another society, called me कि मैं तुम्हारी सोसाइटी में हूँ. I said मैं तुमसे मिलूंगा, I'll meet you, but just for 2 minutes because I have Bhagavad Gita class. Then he asked me, what happened to you, man? मतलब क्या हो गया है? Right, Bhagavad Gita, this and that, ठीक है, प्याज लहसुन नहीं खा रहे, मतलब not eating onion garlic. ठीक. Then I asked him, you also don't eat non-veg, right? I was like, from childhood I don't eat non-veg. Then I say, if some non-vegetarian comes and tell you, what happened to you, man? You are not eating non-veg, this and that. You are on some other level. So everyone is on some other level, right? We all have our individual levels. Some do something, some do other thing.
their own perception.
Huh?
Their own perception.
Yeah. These are perception, and not just perception. Once in our life or across life, we have to know what is the right thing to do. Right. As soon as we realize it's better for us. Otherwise, anyway, we are stuck here in this material world. It will go on. 2 billions of lifetime we have spent here, maybe one more, some billion more. So yeah. So it is for all of us to understand that if we are stuck in that situation, if we are facing those kind of situation, what should we do? Where can we get help? Okay, any question? Okay, next. Can we live without doing action? No. Why? Sleep all the time. Are you living without doing any action?
Some or the other thing.
Even sleeping is an action. Right? So, why we can't live without doing any action? Last time we discussed that. What is action? It's what? Not really. Not every time action is sense gratification. But why any individual does action? Or why any individual cannot live without doing any action?
To do something.
Why?
Life will not exist without it.
Life will not exist. That means you are saying that action is only limited to this body. What happens after body? After death, do you stop doing action? Yes or no?
This will not happen.
No, action will happen. Your soul also does action. Action is not limited to body. So you cannot live without doing any action because it's a nature of the soul. You have to do some action. You are in this world, you will be doing material action. You are in this body, you will be doing action of a human. When we go to a dog's body, we are doing action of a dog. When we are ghost, not having any body, then we are doing action of like scaring some people or some other action, whatever ghosts do. When he is zombie, then he will do zombies action. Right. So it's a nature of the soul. A soul cannot exist without doing any action. Even when we go to Vaikuntha, we do the action, we serve the God. Right. Because that's the nature of the soul. So one cannot live without doing any action. That one thing we need to know. Now, why we do action? To achieve what? When we do any action, think of your life. You do some action to achieve what? In the end, what do you want to achieve? Happiness. Right. Whatever we do in our life, even anyone does it in their life, the end goal is अच्छा लगना चाहिए, मजा आना चाहिए. ठीक, I should feel happy. Even if we are doing job, manager is so bad, ठीक है, company doing job is so frustrating. In the end, जब महीने के end में 31st 1 घंटे होती टिन, and then इतनी salary deposit, whole months of action is now fruitified. We get happiness, right? We wait for that day. We all do, right? So anything we do in life, we play with our kids, we go out for doing shopping, we go out for watching movie, whatever we do, it is for seeking happiness, right? To achieve happiness, right? So these points, just remember, it will come again. Now we talked about action, we talked about seeking happiness. Who is karmi? The doer. Doer of what?
Anything you perform.
So there are a lot of people who do different types of things. Karmi is a specific category of people. It's called, those kind of people only are called karmi, right? So you don't categorize devotee or Shuddha devotee as a karmi. What is karmi? Doer anything, because you cannot live without doing action. Then when someone is categorized as karmi, action for themselves, who does not devote fruit to God. Okay, what else? क्या? So just as an example, I'm doing some puja. Okay, let's say I am doing some puja. गणेश जी के मंदिर में I put 1 kilo लड्डू. Right, गणेश जी, घर नहीं बन रहा है, ठीक है, I'm giving you 1 kilo laddu, please मेरा घर बनवा दो. Will I be called karmi?
You're expecting something.
Everyone expects something in return. But yeah, like the question is, will I be called karmi if I'm doing that? Or anyone who is doing that?
You're like, we are
Then what is karma kandi?
seeing God as supplier of desires.
ठीक है, I'll come to that point. So karmi are those people, Mataji was right, who only thinks about himself and without having any knowledge of higher power, whatever, not only God but also all the Devi Devata also, who understand that you only live once. This life I have given only for enjoyment. I don't care. I'm atheistic, right? Or I'm leftist. Even leftist are sometimes not atheistic, but okay, right? Agnostic. Okay. There may be God. I just don't believe in it, right? It could be, but why do I care? So, only thing, the karmi are those people who do only thing what they think that will give them enjoyment, happiness. Because everyone does something to get happiness in the end. Right? So karmis are those people who don't think that there is some higher power, there are any Devi Devata or Bhagwan himself. Right? They'll do whatever I do, I should get happiness. If someone kill a goat and give it to me, someone kill a dog and give it to me, it is tasty, I'll do that. I don't care about anything else. Those people are called karmi, who don't believe in any higher power. Now, next level is karmkandi. Now, how do you determine if a person is following karmkand? Or what is karmkand in a way?
Prescribed duties which is mentioned in Vedas.
Okay. What else?
Also follow.
Someone who is following prescribed duty which are mentioned in Vedas. What else?
Like the fruits of the actions, like those are
That is a little higher level.
cycle of like action and reaction and that.
Like, what is karmkand? The cycle of action reaction is not karmkand. It is just, I gave some hint in the last answer itself. Karmis are those who don't believe in higher power. What is karmkand? Correct. Performing pious activities for their benefit. If I'll do this, if I'll give 1 kilo laddu to Ganeshji, my obstacle will be removed. If I'm doing Sola Somvar, I'll get a good husband or wife. Prabhuji, you can try. He's not married, so I'm just saying. Right. So, someone who believes in there is a higher power and they do the activity, whatever someone say. Like, if you might have heard some incident. Someone is marrying with a dog or a tree. If someone marries to a tree, मेरे सारे दोस्त कट जाएंगे and then I'll get there won't be any obstacle in my marriage. Right. So whatever is told, do this and you will get that. Right. People do that. So they understand there is someone higher. There is some people who are higher entities, Devi Devatas, and if I do something for them, if I do worship for them, if I give them some chadhava, I'll get something in return. So in the end, what they seek, I should get something. That's what they are seeking. If I'm doing this, I should get something. If someone says that you just go and do it, you'll not get anything. 90% of the people will not do anything. They'll stop going to the temple itself. Right. So someone who follows ritual, whatever is mentioned in Veda, but without understanding the soul, but for our own benefit, they are called karmkandi. And the activity, those rituals are called karmkandi. Right. And how you determine? Someone who is doing that, they don't understand the concept of God and they only understand, okay, there are some people, there are some higher entities, Devi Devatas. I'll do something for them, they will do something for me. I scratch their back, they'll scratch mine. Something like that, understand? So they are called karmkandi. But yeah, they are pious people. Right? It's a higher level than the karmi. Because karmi is for me only. At least they know there are something which is higher, beyond my understanding, beyond my level. So they are doing it for them. Karmi think only about themselves. Me, myself, and there was a movie named Me, Myself, and Irene. So me, myself, and my body, whatever. Right. Now, what is karma? That is action. That is action. Karma is a little higher. All action are not classified as karma. Right. But our general understanding is like that. That's why these classes are important. Because what we understand, karma matlab kuch bhi karte, that is karma. But it's not that. Karma is a little higher. आप लोग लास्ट क्लास में थे, आप लोग को याद होना चाहिए. What is karma?
So anything that we do is an action that has a consequence, which is nothing but a reaction, either in the future or like whatever that we are experiencing is a reaction of something which has happened in the past.
Okay. Karma कहाँ है? What is karma?
So in this process, like, so basically क्या है कि like pious activities रहते हैं which are more inclined and centric towards God.
Okay.
And then which are
Pious activities does not mean it has to be centered towards God. Someone is doing worship of, say, Mother, you are able to understand? आपको समझ में आ रहा है?
language.
She'll understand.
हाँ, okay. Well, you stop me anywhere you want to Any question you have or where you want to understand more, just stop me, let me know. Right. So it does not mean that it has to at the level of God. Right. God is even a higher level.
Any pious activity.
Any pious activity. That is called karma. So karma, in a one line, if you have to define, right? So just for a revision again, it's a prescribed activities from our scripture, from our dharma, and according to mode of nature. What is our mode? There are prescribed duty. Say a Kshatriya should go to war. He should fight for the dharma. But my nature, even though someone is born in a Kshatriya family, they are like because you are born there, you are Kshatriya, right? It is not like that. But their nature is more of a Brahminical nature, right? So someone can say you are born in Kshatriya family, your mode like your work should be go and fight for dharma. But their mode is like material. Their mode is like a Brahminical nature. They like to study more. They like to teach more, right? They want to do those kind of activity. Huh? Vishwamitra was Brahmin, right? He was not. He was less about fighting. But yes, someone like that. Then so karma. The karma means it has to be also according to their nature. If someone is of Brahminical nature, if someone is of Kshatriya nature, then they should follow what it is. Because in our why? Because in our system, Varnashram, it's never by birth. It's by your somehow. What kind of nature do you have actually? That decides should you be Brahman or Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra. It is always based on your swabhav, your nature. It is never where we are born. Right. So karma is prescribed action. Prescribed is prescribed from our scripture and according to our modes of nature. Satogud, Rajogud, Tamogud. What is our mode of nature? Right. That kind of thing which decides what is karma. So those actions. Not all actions are karma because there are these karmi people who do all the thing but they don't even understand. They don't even understand like they are doing it for what reason. Whatever gives them happiness they are doing. Those are not called karma. Like someone is doing whatever nonsense, right? In the world, a lot of things. I think you can have hundreds, thousands of examples, and it is not prescribed by our scripture. It is not called karma. Yes. Thousands of nonsense, like okay. As an example, what we can have, like someone is like you can say that this example itself. Someone is marrying with a tree. Nowhere it's written that you have to marry a tree and then you'll get something. Right. These kind of things are not prescribed in Dharma. Some people make it just in the mind and they start something new. So those all kind of action which is not prescribed in or Shastra. Those are all called. These are not really karma. Even though it may appear it's a pious activity, it is not. Or a lot of yes, Patel. Yes, Patel. No, so what was the question? Karma is the prescribed duty as per mode of nature. Dharma is so karma is the action. Dharma is what you have to follow. It's a related yes theory and the action, right? Practical and this dharma is what you have to do, what you have to do. But dharma is not only that. This is a dharma also has a lot of levels. This is at least a pious level of dharma. But dharma for your soul, we'll discuss dharma also today again. What exactly dharma means. Right. So we'll do that. So karma, in a word, prescribed duties as per our Shastra and according to mode of nature. Now what is karma yoga? Now we understood karma. Now what is karma yoga? The answer is in the word itself. To the God. Yog means generally yog, but in Hindi also Sanskrit you take yog. Yog means combine plus. Right? We say yog. Right? In math we say no. One एक और एक का योग किया तो 2 बन गए. In Hindi, at least I'm not sure whether in Telugu also it's called yoga or not. Is it? No. Okay. In Hindi or Sanskrit it's called yoga. Yoga means to connect. Right. To connect. Now karma, you know, yoga is there to connect with what? To connect with God. The Supreme Personality of God. To connect with Krishna. That is called karma yoga. When you do the same karma, when you do the same duties which are prescribed in the dharma, in our shastra, and connected with the God, that becomes karma yoga. A very simple definition. Any question? Right? You are able to understand? Perfect. Now, what are 2 parts of karma? When we do what things happen in the karma? No, I'm saying, not types. You actually were describing when we do some action. Then
Yeah, I think higher science will take us to
okay, what are 2 things for action? You do action and then you get reaction, right? So you do action, you get reaction. These are just a background. These are just a background building. Why it is important? Because now we know all those things. On basis of this only we can understand the extended yoga ladder. So in this yoga ladder, this defines all kinds of action people do in their life. Right. So starting with the lowest level is the animal life. Animal life, how we can define this? We'll go one by one. Ahar nidra bhai maitram cha samanya metar pasbhir naranam. Dharmo hitesa mrityo vishesha dharmed hina pasbhi saman. This is a verse from Mahabharata. Right. And what it says that both animals and men share the same activities. Ahar, nidra, bhai, mathur. What do animals do? They eat, they sleep, they defend their family or themselves from anyone who is coming to it. And then mathur, they reproduce. What do general people do? In the morning, they get up, they eat, right? Night they sleep. The whole day we work to defend ourselves. Defending doesn't only mean defending with enemy. Defending also means to survive also. Right. We earn, we do all the work from morning to night calls. Right. We do all the work and then once in a while we produce children. That's all we do. And that's what animal do. So how those people are better than animals? That is called animal life. So animal life does not mean only animals, but also those people who only do this. I live my life only for enjoyment. Eat, sleep, and be merry. There are people like that, right? We know a lot. A quite majority of people are like that. At least, thankfully, we are in India. We see less of them. But outside, all the people are like that only. Eat, marry, and be happy. You only live once. With that kind of mentality, atheistic mentality, or uh, like, how many of you have heard this kind of thing? अरे यार एक ही तो लाइफ मिली है एंजॉय करो. Have you heard that? Huh? Or if you go to maybe Prabhuji and Mataji will go back and say today we went to Bhagavad Gita class to their friend and they'll say अरे क्या हो गया? Everything is okay. Like they may ask that question because that's a general thinking. Eat, marry, and be happy. Go to God only when there is a problem. Otherwise, what's the need? Life, enjoy, right? So those kind of people are called the lowest level of category in the yoga ladder is called animal life. Now, those people who think only about themselves, their family, nothing else. Right? They'll just eat, marry, and be happy. Ahar, nidra, bhai, mathur. Very important too. Right? Their only job is to have the sense gratification for their only enjoyment. That is the definition of animal life. Now above that are those people who understand, okay, this life is not just for eating, marrying, and being happy. Right? It is also to do something. And they realize there is a higher entity, and if I do something for them, I will achieve something. Like we're discussing Karma Kand. Those people, that category is called Karma Kand. Now, how it is different from animal life? Because Karmkand people also, they want to achieve things for themselves. They're like, if I'll do something, I'll get something in return. Otherwise, I'll not do. How it is different from animal life? They are little bit regulated, that's very important. If someone is doing solar somewhere, they're doing some breath, not for them. Some penance is there, some austerity is there. Right? I'm doing something. And they realize there is something higher. Not only me. They are not stopped with me only. They realize there is something higher and they started doing regulated life. Like doing vrat, a lot of vrat, right? Or going to temples, all those activities. They start doing yajna, once in a while Satyanarayan Katha, and all those things. Nothing bad in that, I'm just saying. Okay? They start following the rituals, understanding that there is a higher entity, and but so the similarities they also do for their own pleasure. If I will do this, I will get some pleasure in return. I'll get some good wife, I'll get some good children, I'll get home, I'll get more wealth, promotion. Doing that for all those material benefits. So the only difference is they do for the higher purpose, regulated life, and here people do for I'm the owner, I will do, I can achieve this. Right? That's the only difference. So that is the level of karma kanda. So they do regulated sense gratification. Both have do sense gratification, but in karma kanda, at least some regulation is there. Now when you go a little above, so this is karma kanda, all the rituals when we do. Right. But so here one difference is there. They also do not have understanding of the scriptures, Vedas, Shastras. What is the essence of it? Why we are doing it? They are doing it. Why they are doing it? To get more material opulence. That's the only reason. They don't have understanding. I'm doing it for someone else. Hey, there are those identities, and I'm not doing for myself but for them. So that's there. Okay, for material prosperity, they will do these things. Any question? No? So, and one more thing to understand that why they do these all activities, because they identify themselves as body. Because on body level only you want to get the material benefits. Right? So they identify themselves that I am body, I'll do something, I'll do worship of Devi Devata, and I'll get something in return which is good for my body. So they identify with their at the bodily level. And a lot of time they do these things because they think it's their duty. If I'm Brahman, my duty is to do puja path. So that's why I'm doing it. If I'm say Vaishya, right? My duty is to do business, so I'm doing it because it's been followed in my generation. So I'm doing that. So that kind of a thing. But they don't have understanding the essence of Veda. So that comes in the next level, which is Sakam Karma. Now we understand here about Karma Yoga. What was the Karma Yoga? Connecting to God. You do all the prescribed duty, whatever is given in this scripture, but with connection to God. Now God comes into picture. So, any confusion in the God here? When we are talking about God, what do you think it means? क्या आपको लगता है मतलब God मतलब क्या? What we are talking about here? All the 33 crore are everyone God? मतलब just an example. मतलब क्या लगता है? What do you think God? When we are saying God, what does it mean? Anything? Because that topic is covered a lot of time, but just giving you a little bit recap. So it is said that in our Sanatan Dharma there are 33 crore God. It's not true. What Rig Veda says that Eko Brahma Dvitiyam Nasti. God is one. There is no other. That is from the Veda. Right? What does it mean? There is someone who is original. Like in a country, when you see Prime Minister is always one. Right? There can be a lot of ministers. There can be a lot of state minister also. And a lot of secretary who will work under Prime Minister and do all the things. It's not that Prime Minister goes and does everything. But there's only one Prime Minister. Like that, even our Dharma it does not say that. Our Hindu Sanatan Dharma also doesn't say that there are 33 crore gods. It's not everyone is God. So Parasar Muni, who was the father of Ved Vyas, he defined the God, the definition of God in Vishnu Puran. Yeah, Vishnu Puran. As who is God? Anyone remember? What was the definition? Who possesses 6 opulences, जिसके पास 6 opulence होते हैं in unlimited quantity. Means it never gets reduced. चाहे आप कितना भी like if you take some water from one bottle, 2 bottle, 1 drum, 2 drum water from the ocean, it will not go down. Really. Right. So God is like that. He has unlimited. It never goes down. And not all the 33 crore people can qualify to that category. If you say, let's talk about, say, Fruitive. Or Indra also is. People categorize Indra also as a god. How many people you know worship him? I don't know anyone. Right. Only I read in, only in the stories in Govardhan Leela, someone. Nowadays, I don't know anyone who actually worships him. Right. But so, just one thing to understand, not every God is one. Right. There is a lot of expansions are there. But not all Devi Devatas are God. When we say God, Bhagavan. Bhagavan means Bhag. Bhag means opulence. Now what are those opulence? Strength. Starting with strength. Right. How we can say that God possesses unlimited strength? When Krishna was 7-year-old, right? When Krishna was 7-year-old, on his little finger, left side, not even right hand little finger, 7 days and 7 nights he was holding Govardhan Parvat. Right? We cannot hold this mobile like this for say half an hour. Right? So that is unlimited strength. He killed demons left and right like anything. Then second quality is wealth. Who is called Lakshmipati? People can be Lakpati, Karodpati, Arabpati, or Bill Gates, or Mark Zuckerberg. But still they have a limited wealth. Or who is that? Tesla Kamu? Elon Musk. Right. They can be Elon Musk because he is the richest guy now. इसमें बहुत खुश हो गए. Okay. That is the happiness for him. Okay. So even they have a limited, but there is only one person called Lakshmipati. No one else is called Lakshmipati. Unlimited opulence, unlimited wealth. Right. There is no one else. Then what?
Example of unlimited that you have 16,100 and you have separate times.
अगला डिवाइस तुमसे कराएं. ठीक है प्रवीण? उसको बैठा के अगली क्लास उससे ही लेंगे. That's true. Like Krishna had 16,108 wives, right? And everyone had opulent palaces full of celestial jewels. All Sona, Chandi, Hira, Jawahar, full of that. Do you know anyone? एक महल भी नहीं हमसे एक घर नहीं बनता है. Forget about all those Hira, Sona, Chandi or whatever. Right? Even a king, biggest of the king you will see in the world, right? He will have 1 or 2 palaces. Right, but he had 16,000 for one palace for every wife, full of all the jewels. Unlimited wealth. He is the Lakshmipati. Then unlimited beauty. Unlimited beauty. Who is the most beautiful? When Krishna used to walk on the road of Mathura or Dwarka, everyone used to stop work and they will come and see Krishna. That beautiful he was. Whatever age group they are. Everyone will come out. They will come outside the door. They will go to their balcony, and they will, oh Krishna, all the work will stop. That was the beauty of Krishna. Right. That beautiful. Then next, renunciation. How many God do you know? How many God do you know who is ready to do anything for their devotee, even if it is a menial job? If we ask someone, चल के टॉयलेट साफ कर दो, then how dare you say I'm like I work in IBM, I am this guy, that guy. How can you say that jaake toilet saaf karo? Krishna being God, when Rajasuya Yagya was being done after Mahabharat was, he said that I will wash plates, I will take the jutha pattal, means wherever people eat that juti plate, right? And I'll clean that. I will wash I'll wash the feet of all those Brahmana who came. He's God. God is not a small thing. He is God. He had Arabs of people who can do for him. When Sudama came, he is like, I will wash his feet. Right? That's what he was saying. I will wash his feet. Who has that level of renunciation? Right? Who has that level of renunciation? Renunciation means vairagya. Like, does not have a tinge of proud or tinge of feeling that I am God. He's ready to do anything, the smallest of the job. Right? Without thinking that he's someone supreme personality of Godhead. The next? Knowledge. What our Shastra says that, what our Veda says that, every Veda came from, it's called Apurusharth. Right? It's called Aparusheya. Right? Aparusheya, correct. Right? Means it came from the God himself. Then every knowledge in the world, it is coming from the God. When Sandipani Muni, when Krishna and Balram, they went to Sandipani Muni. How many days you think you will take to learn a dance? Think just a number. 31 days. Dance class. February 31 days nahi hai, maybe take 4 days extra. In March you will have to perform a dance. 31 days. Karna? That's your problem. Right. But generally, how many days it takes? Or learning archery? Months. Let's take a conservative estimate, months. Learning archery or learning the Vedas? Years. When Krishna and Balram went to Sandipani Muni Ashram, there are 64 kalas they learned. Kala means these knowledge, arts. These they learned 1 day each. That also it was not like they wanted to learn, because it's a process they have to follow. It all came from them. But just to show the world that why Guru is important. Even Bhagwan shows by example that a Guru is very important. So 1 day they took to learn all of this. Even they learned how to make this mala, how to do sringar of a lady also. Right. That's also Radharani ka Sringar Krishna. He used to do them himself. There could be photo you would have seen, not here. Right. So they learned all those kalas, all those arts, 1 day each. Who can have that kind of knowledge? All the knowledge came from him only. When Brahma came from the Nabhi of Vishnu, he was for 1,000 years he just did the tapasya. He heard the word tapa. He heard the letters tapa, because he was very bewildered. Where am I? What is happening? Right. Something suddenly you wake up and it's a dark or whatever kind of room, light or dark, and then like no one is there. What would your state be? That was Brahma's state. Like, where am I? What is happening? Like, no one, I am not seeing anyone. So, he heard the word tapa. And he did tapasya for 1,000 years. And then, Vishnu, Krishna, they gave him darshan and he told what he has to do. So, all the knowledge, he gave him all the knowledge came from Krishna. He is the master of all the knowledge. What is next? Fame. Right. Think of any Mahapurush or any known guy in last 200, 300 years, 500,000 years. Think of one example. कोई भी. Huh? कौन? Ratan Tata. Okay. Anyone else? Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Who else? Bhagat Singh. अरे थोड़ा तो पीछे जाओ यार. सभी लोग 90s पे ही हो. Go back a little. But that shows something. We don't remember people after 100, 200 years. That's how fame goes. How many of you remembered Padini, Patanjali, and all those people? No one remembered that. Chandragupta Maurya. No one remembered that. They are all Mahapurush. Shivaji even. Very recent. No one remembered that. सबको याद है रतन टाटा, महात्मा गांधी और भगत सिंह. 200 साल के बाद 100, 200, 300 years, no one remembers. Fame goes down slowly. If I ask, tell me name of a scientist. Einstein. Abdul Kalam. Any? You tell. स्कूल में पढ़ाया जा रहा है. One scientist name. Tell one name of scientist. हाँ? James Watt. चलिए थोड़ा पीछे गए. One more. Edison. No one remembered Copernicus. Right? No one remembered those all Hindu scientists who were like 500 years back. Some 100, 200 years. Right? इतना सोचने के बाद याद आ रहा है. That's how fame keeps going down. But only one person is there whose fame keeps increasing more and more and more and more every day. Who's that? God himself, Krishna. Every day you see, ISKCON when it was founded in 1965, it was a very small organization. How many? 20 people. Those all were hippies. Like, वही आहार निद्रा भय मैथुन. Even more आहार निद्रा भय मैथुन. नंगे रहेंगे. They'll be living naked, drinking alcohol all the time, taking drugs and enjoying life with the fullest. हम क्या enjoy करते? They actually used to enjoy life. Right? And from those people, they turned to even bigger devotee than what we see in India. Most of the people. They translated books. None of us can say that we have read, well, apart from a couple of people, none of us can say that we have read Bhagavad Gita end to end, we understand everything. Forget about Puran and Shastra. They translated those all Puran and Shastras in English. From that of sense gratification level to that level. Right. So that is all Krishna's fame only. His fame is every day increasing. Right. So these 6 opulences, and not all the devatas possess these 6 opulences. That's why not everyone can be categorized as God. So just again a little recap I gave. When we meet God here in the yoga, that means connecting to God, connecting to Krishna. Right. Now there could be a question, why Krishna only? That I will answer later. Right. It is already answered in the class, but I'll tell later if you have that doubt. Why Krishna? Why not anyone else? Right. Or what is the proof? Krishna. Right. So that I'll take later. But yeah, for now just theoretically understand. Okay. When we connect this to not only Krishna but any Vishnu Tattva. Right. Krishna, Narasimha, Vishnu, Narayan. Right. Anything is like that. So when you connect those activities to God, that becomes yoga. Now, when you say yoga, we understood in this question 2 parts of karma. What were those? Nahi, Prabhuji. Action and reaction. 2 parts. What happens after, right? 2 parts, action and reaction. Now, on the basis of yoga, karma yoga, now this is called karma yoga. When you connect with the God, there are 2 types. You can divide it into 2 parts. Sakam Karma Yoga and Nishkama Karma Yoga. Now what is Sakam Karma Yoga? When so again dividing by the 2 parts, action and reaction. Sakam Karma Yoga, you are attached with the action as well as the reaction. An example. Just think of an example. Like I am attached with the action, what I am doing, and also I am attached with the reaction, also what I am going to get. An example. No one likes to read Matan. कल को कहा जाए, I'll give you 10 out of 10 without reading. I'll tell you that 100% of the people will say, oh, yeah, that's it. So no one is attached to reading or studying if you are getting the result. They are attached to the result but not with the action. So Pariksha is not a correct example here. But what else? Huh? And not every, I'm talking about general people. I'm not talking about special people. What other example? नहीं यहाँ योग आप भगवान से कनेक्ट कर रहे. You don't have to go to कर्म कांड now. It's a higher level than कर्म कांड. What else? So think on that perspective. Playing and winning, yes. That's a correct example. Virat Kohli loves to play. He's attached to the action and he loves to score centuries. I should get century. Let's say, even if he says that I don't care about the milestones, but everyone does, right? If he is out on 99, he'll throw his bat down. 99 पे out हो गया, just one more run. That means we are attached to the result. So that's one thing. What about in our life? What example? Doing the job, exactly. Even though we may not love doing the job, that's a separate part. But doing the job, okay, at least I'm attached to doing the job and I want to have the result. Month end में salary आनी चाहिए. If your manager says that this month salary will be on hold, but it is your duty to do the job, will you do? Will not do. So that's another level of thinking. But doing the job, कि हमें job भी अपने अच्छा और let's take job example only a little in a refined way. When you try to search a new job, what do you search? Better job according to what? Better in terms of money? Always? If someone say I will give you a job, you have to work 15 hours, double money, better peace of mind, you are attached to the job, better skills, right? So job also I want as I like, and result anyway I want as I like. The salary should be good. So that can be one example, right? I want job also according to my liking and salary also according to my liking. I also want people who are working under me according to my liking. That is one example. What else?
Job, like, relative, in the sense like, yeah, salary and title can be one something for some people. For others, it can be location, work from.
Such only those job which are in Hyderabad because I have home here. Right. It may be possible that you are getting a better job in another city, which is a much better skill, much better salary, but then you'll think, यार कौन घर छोड़ के जाए? I'm okay here. I have family here. Everything is settled. It's okay if I'll earn 2 lakh less. So yeah, and now we thought on the material point of view. Start thinking on the spiritual point of view. What could be called as sāṅkhya? Where you are attached with the action, what you are doing, and also attached with the result. What can it be?
Doing pujas.
Doing puja of
Pratam.
यहाँ योग आ गया है तो you can extend the doing puja of say Lord Krishna himself, but I am doing puja so that I can get something in return. कि भगवान, I am coming in your temple, मेरा काम करा दो बस, right? That thing should be done. That's all. Give and take, exactly. So they are connecting to the God. They understand, okay, मुझे भगवान की करे because एक इस्कॉन वाले प्रभु जी ने बोला था, Krishna is supreme person. So now I'll do only for Krishna. But कुछ तो चाहिए. I need something in return. So they're doing that way. So that is one example. Yes. What else? In the same way. What else? We are above Karma Kanda level. So forget Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is anyway for that. It is done to get something in return. But in Karma Kanda, people may not be attached to the action. No one, again, like I told, if someone says that, ye baboot laga lo and you'll get the same result what you have to do by doing yajna, what people will choose? You can think. Right? If someone says that just eat this prasad of XYZ any lord and you will get the result, same result, what you will do after doing Solar Somvar, what one you will choose? You take the shortcut, the smallest. So they are not really attached to action. Array, if I am getting in shortcut, I have to take that. So Karma Kanda may not fall into that. Because people are really not attached to action there. But think like yesterday we went for book distribution. So someone goes for book distribution and they say like, I'm going for book distribution, I'm doing work for God. Now people should appreciate me also. Arey, Prabhu ji, 20 books. Wow, kya baat hai. Right. So that means they are attached to the action. I want to do the book distribution, but I also want to get appreciation. Or think in a prasadam making. Mataji, Prabhuji, a lot of people when you came, they came with the prasadam, right? I think someone is thinking, prasadam to banaya hai wo, kyunki Bhagwan ka kaam hai. I did that. But people should praise me, wow, kya prasadam, Mataji, the best paneer I ever had. I don't know whether it's paneer or not. Don't keep your expectations high. Right. But they should tell, this is the best vegetable, the curry I had ever. Then only I will make, otherwise no. Or some Prabhuji sitting here saying that, Prabhuji, wah, kya class thi? I need that kind of class only. Ha ha. I know. What kind of class? And if someone, what? Today no one said thank you to me. Next time no class. So, even though in their mind they are doing, expectations are there that someone should praise. I should get in return. I should get some respect. I should get some wealth. Like the people who do Bhagavatam class also. Class means 7 days Bhagavatam. So our Shastra says that ki Bhagavatam class, Bhagavatam when someone is doing it, they should not do it for their own benefit. But if someone is charging for Bhagavatam, let's say, but that's a normal routine. That's how it happened. And that is also Sakamkar. I will not do Bhagavatam if you will not give me 75,000 rupees or whatever number. I just gave one number. I don't think it will be cheaper than that. Right. I will not do 7 day Bhagavatam if you will not give me that. They are doing for the God. Right. Because they have connected this work to the Krishna. Bhagavatam is Krishna. Right. But I should also get something in return. That is Sakamkar. Any doubt? Koi bhi? You're able to understand? Wow. Very good. You? So will you give me any example? One example. What is Sakamkar? Say it's okay. None of us are here Pandit. Doing the job. Okay? What is Sakam Karma Yoga? We had just some example. Getting the result. You will get result anyway. Whatever you do, you will get result. We'll see when you don't get result. That's a higher level. We'll see that. But you are able to understand, right? That you are expecting the result also and you are attached to action also. Like I will do only those things which I like. Like one example can be taken. One more example. Someone wants to do service in the temple. But I am manager. I will not do this small service like jhadu lagana, pocha lagana. Koi badi service ho Prabhuji, then you tell me. Something which is of my standard. Not this small service. That means they are attached to the action. What they are going to do, they are very much attached. I will not take anything whatever you are giving me. Only those according to my standard you are giving, then only I will do. That is a Sakamkar. Attached to action, and in the end, why they are doing it? Because they want. People should appreciate them in the end. That is also Sakamkar. Because in the end they want their comfort. The result is their comfort. For Prabhuji also serving is the easiest service. That's why in our form it's written except prasadam service. Right? List down all the service you have done in this week except prasadam serving. Because that's the easiest thing. क्या करना है? खा लिए जल्दी से जाके खड़े हो गए. That's not going to help us, really. It is a service, no doubt, it will give benefit. But then it's the easiest thing. Right? It's a shortcut, like we said, like we talked about. So, Sakam Karma, like I will do only those actions which is of my liking. I will not do. If someone says, Prabhu ji, बहुत गंदा मेरी help कर दो झाड़ू लगाना चाह रहे, तुम जानते नहीं हो मैं कौन हूँ? ऐसे कैसे तुम मुझसे पूछ सकते हो to do this kind of thing? मैं तो भागवतम क्लास लेता हूँ. Right? I am preacher here. How can you ask me to do pocha here? So that is Sakamkar. And also, like in the end, if I am doing this Bhagavatam class or if I am doing the cleaning, someone should say, "Wow, Prabhuji, मेरी maid को आके training दे दो. Just give training to my maid. Such a great pocha you have given. Such a great sweeping you have done. Mopping. Right. So expecting the result and attaching to this. Now next comes Nishkama. Now here people are attached to action. but not with the result. The same example can be taken. I will do only those actions which are as per my liking. I don't want anything in return. You don't praise me, you don't give me respect, it's all okay. But I'll only take those actions which are as per my liking. Because now the person is attached to action. हाँ? वो करना है हाँ क्योंकि because I want to do service, right? So I will take only those service which I like. I don't want anything in return. Like someone made prasadam. Someone made prasadam. It's okay if no one praises me, no one told it's a very great prasadam, but I will only make prasadam. I will not do anything else. I will only do serving, prasadam serving. I will not do anything else. No one actually, मतलब frankly saying, no one praises Mahaprabhu ji क्या प्रसादम सर्व किया क्योंकि सब लोग एक ही तरीके से सर्व. Everyone does the same way like serving. So they don't get praise. So they don't expect anything in return. But they will say only I'll do this because it's comfortable for me. So that also becomes a kind of Nishkama. Right. They are not seeking any personal reward without any desire for material gain. But they want to do only those actions which they like. Now higher to that. Any question till here? So understood? So we started from which level we started from? हाँ, अब तुम बोलो. Next. Karma Kand. And then where we went? Sāṅkhya and then Nishkama. So we understood all things here till now. Right? Now, higher to all those things is called Bhakti Yoga. Now, what is Bhakti?
So people still think at the body level or Nishkama or Sankhya.
So when you start thinking, when you start coming to yoga, you actually have to have some understanding of soul. Without that, you cannot have yoga. Because if you don't understand Bhagavan, if you don't understand who are you, what is your connection with God, then there is no point of having Sakam and Niskam Karma Yoga. Right? So they have some understanding of soul. Why I am doing service of Lord? Because I am the soul. It is my duty to serve the Lord. Right? So they have the understanding of soul. So yoga starts, soul understanding starts. And I'll ask a question which is related to that. Just remember that point. That question will come in the end. Now Bhakti Yoga. So till now, we were just following action, reaction thing, action and reaction. Now what is Bhakti Yoga? Extrapolated. What would be the Bhakti Yoga then? It is just an extension of Niskam Karma. Actually, we all do Niskam Karma. None of us do Bhakti Yoga. In this Sakam Karma or Niskam Karma, we are at that level only. Right? Or maybe even before. But none of us are at Bhakti level. Bhakti level is when you are not worried about what kind of service you are getting. Whatever pleases the Lord, I will do. Whatever service is given to me by Vaishnava, by my Guru, by higher authorities, I will take that. That is Bhakti Yoga. I don't worry about my comfort. I don't worry about my standards. I don't worry about the results. I do only for the pleasure of the Lord. Not even for my pleasure, that I will get happiness. I will get even liberation. Not even thinking that. That is Bhakti.
So, Bhakti is about making everything as Bhakti. When family life is material, you can make it a spiritual activity. So, is it okay to just do the family life as a spiritual activity as a Bhakti principles and not the mind games?
Alright. So, the question more or less like, we have a spiritual life, we have family life. Right. We do the actions accordingly. Actually, this thing will come towards the end. We have this topic also covered today. Right. So we'll go through that. But just to give you a glimpse, yes, even your normal life, even your family life can be in mode of bhakti. We'll discuss how. That we'll discuss in detail and going further. But for now, understand that no attachment with action, no attachment with result. I will do everything which is for the pleasure of the Lord. Right? That is called bhakti. Very simple definition. Let's understand till here. Hmm? Now, just a quick recap. Karma Kanda, is Krishna at the center? Is God at the center? No. Is the person attached to result? Yes. Is he attached to action? Yes. And why is the action performed? For my own sense gratification, material benefit. Then comes Sakam Karma, a little higher. Where, because it is a yoga, Sakam Karma yoga, so Krishna came. Now Krishna is at the center. Like I'm doing activity, thinking, knowing about God at the center. Everything I'm doing, where God is at the center. Attached to result? Yes. Attached to action? Yes. I will do only those activity which I like, and in the end I should get some respect, praise or material benefit. Like a software engineer. Okay, I'm a software engineer, I know coding. A temple wants to build one software or develop one software. I will prepare that software, but yes, the temple has to pay me according to market standards. Right. So he knows that okay, because this is I'm doing for the temple, so it's a great activity. It's a karma yoga. You understand that it's a yoga, right? But he's attached to result also. But without payment, I will not do. I have better job offer somewhere else. So that also is an example of Sakam Karma. Now Nishkama Karma, Krishna at the center, yes. Attached to result, no. But attached to action, he is attached to action. I will do only those things which is of my liking. They say that the thing benefit is not required, but only desired task will be taken. Now in Bhakti Yoga, it's a Krishna at the center, no attachment to the action and result, and the Bhakt or the devotee will do whatever service is required to do, whatever pleases the Lord. So understand till here. Any question? What? How do we know it's pleasing to the Lord? Right. भगवान तो आके बता देंगे. I'm very happy you're doing this. I'm very happy. So how do we know? How do we know what we should do? Actually, the answer is in that. Krishna आपके हर पास आके बताते हैं. Okay, but Bhagavad Gita, तो everyone gets Bhagavad Gita, right? In market, 10 rupees to maybe not 10, but 30 rupees to 3,000 rupees, you have Bhagavad Gita. But how many people know what needs to be done? Anyone can read and they will know. And what is the way to know what we need to do? Guru के माध्यम से. Guru, sadhu, shastra. Right. Guru, sadhu, shastra. Your guru, your higher authority, someone who is teaching you, they can tell what is the right thing. When we are small, when he goes to school, he has a moral studies class. You have, right? Moral science. You have in the subject 1, moral science, right? There, what do they tell you? क्या पढ़ाया गया last class? Anything? Or in any class? What they taught you in class 4th or class 2? Teeth. With moral science. Okay, biology mix हो गया. Okay, generally they tell rules of how to walk on the road, how to drive, right? Safety, cleanliness. This thing, it has been told by teachers. So if we know about the spiritual knowledge, we need to know the teacher who knows about those things. Someone who doesn't know how to be clean, how can they tell someone? So if we know about spiritual knowledge, what is the right thing to do? Someone who knows the right thing to do, they can only tell. Right? So if we know what is the right thing to do, what is the question? How do we know it pleases to Lord? God is not going to come and tell us it pleases to the Lord. But God has given his parshad, or the people who are glorifying God's name, who are giving what Lord wanted us to do. Bhagavad Gita यहाँ पे भगवान ने दी है, सबके पास है. Everyone has Bhagavad Gita, or it's available. Anyone can buy. But hardly maybe 1 or 0.1% people follow Bhagavad Gita, because you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita even after reading. So there are people who can teach Bhagavad Gita, what is written, and then we understand and then we follow. It is a path, it's a parampara, how it is followed. So how do you know it pleases the Lord? Because your guru who told you, your teacher who told you that what is the right thing to do, according to Shastra, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Right, according to Shastra, and which is also in line with the what his God brothers, what his other people also doing. Someone can write some nonsense book, like there are a lot of writers, huh? And they say, huh, exactly. Someone writes book, there is actually one Gita called My Gita. Huh. Right. And it's a full of nonsense. So someone wrote Bhagavad Gita according to his understanding, without any parampara, without any knowledge. Right. And say that this is Bhagavad Gita, this is the real one. Right. And it does not match it with all the parampara which are there in the world. Does not match it with any of the Sampraday's teaching. Then it's nonsense. So even though someone can say, I have a teacher like Acharya Prasad, right? No offense here, but that's a full of nonsense. Right? When someone says that there is nothing called Punarjanma in Bhagavad Gita, then this is full of nonsense. Right? So someone says that I have a guru like Acharya Prasad, and then he says that he is not matching with any of the Sampraday's teaching. Then it's not matching with, even the guru is there, sadhu is not there. Shastra is not there really. Right? He can say that there is a Shastra Bhagavad Gita, but when you are teaching wrong Bhagavad Gita, it's as equal to having no Shastra. So all three things should be there. And you know how it pleases Krishna? Because it's written in the Shastra, it's told by your guru, in your parampara, and it is also matching, it is also been prescribed by all other sampradaya as well. That's how you know, because Krishna is not going to come in your dream and say, very good job, fantastic. You will not know. But that's why he has given us all those Vedas, scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and everything. And all those people, all those Acharya who can teach us the real meaning of it. That's how we can understand it is pleasing Krishna. Someone has to tell what we need to do. Right. So, yeah, that is Bhakti Yoga. Okay, now the question. If Karma Kanda, so just to give you one background, our 70% or around of Vedas knowledge, the all four Vedas, Vedic knowledge is actually Karma Kanda. Only 30% is other things, right, which is Upasana and Jnana. Right. Now, if Karma Kanda is that lower level, why it is so much in the Vedas? So many people wanted it to.
And it is the way to reach that.
It is the way. What else?
The succession.
It's that people switching.
Okay.
These are the Vedas wanted to understand that.
Okay.
It's success.
But because most of us are actually at animal life, we are just trying to get elevated to the next level, right? Or at Karma Kanda life, we are trying to get elevated to the next level. That's why these things are there, because demand and supply, right? The basic rule of the sales. The more people want something, the more such kind of thing would be there. So because most people are at that level, so at least to elevate them a little, they will have some renunciation, some penance, some austerity, some regulated principle or life. If they do Karma Kanda, then they will get the Sukriti, they will get some pious activity, they will get some good karma, and then they will go higher. The path, the ladder goes like that, and that's why the most part is for that reason. So these are the reasons. This practice makes them do the regulated life, and also it creates detachment. If you are doing vrat, you really don't have attachment to the food. Arey yaar, aaj to biryani khane ko milta. You will first think, arey yaar, vrat hai, not thinking about that. A little detachment comes. Right. I am doing some dhan, any, then at least this money is not mine, I am giving for dhan. A detachment is there. Then, second reason is like it brings them to the Vedas and Upasana. That is the second part of Vedic knowledge. When you complete chapter 1, 2, 3, then only you go to chapter 4. You don't directly jump to chapter 4. Right? So, if they complete this Karma Kand course, then the next level is Upasana Kand. The next level is Gyan Kand and Upasana Kand. Because the book is there, after completing this, they will go to there also. And when they do this pious activity like Yajna, Puja, Vrat, and all those, asking or calling the Pandit or Brahmanas to come to their home and do these activities, they also have an opportunity to get some more knowledge. The Brahmana can only tell you what exactly is those knowledge. We cannot sit back and not everyone is Buddha. Ped ke niche baith gaye and then we got some knowledge. Right? We'll sleep. Certainly we are not going to get knowledge. Right? So that gives an opportunity. The Brahmana will come, we'll ask some questions, we'll get some more knowledge. And maybe they will teach us something which we need to know. That's why this puja kand is there. And last, it will naturally lead them to Gyan section and Upasana section we already discussed. What will happen after a lot of sense gratification? Every time I'm doing this, you get frustrated. Everything is frustrating in this world. Every time you do yajna, in the end you say, क्या यज्ञ करके मैं परेशान हो चुका हूँ, क्या करूँ और? Then you will start thinking, what is next? Right? Someone did 16 सोमवार for 10 times. कुछ ज़्यादा हो गया. Okay. Someone did vrat for long time and they are not getting result. They get frustrated. Why I'm not getting the result? I did for so many hours. You have seen people, right? People expect I'm doing this, so I should get it. When they don't get, they get frustrated. Then it takes them to next level. Why I'm getting frustrated? What is the reason? Right. They start thinking in that way. They start understanding what is the purpose. Why these things are there. So in a way, it's a ladder, and it takes us to that particular platform. So I know it's a long revision, long recap. It was needed because only few people were there in last class. But any question till here? We'll go to the verse after this. Any kind of question, whatever you have in mind. It may be a little heavy for Prabhuji, आप लोग मतलब first, second, third time only you are coming in class. But any question you just ask. Right. If you are able to understand any question, any doubt, any point you want to make, anything. Done. We'll go further. We'll go to the verse now. And okay, we'll go 2.39. And just a recap before that also. Till now, what we have discussed, chapter 1. Chapter 1 had the reasons of Arjuna not fighting. He goes to the battlefield, he sees his relatives, he started feeling compassion for them, and then he started giving 5 reasons why he should not do the fighting. What were the 5 reasons? Mukund? Ab bolo. 5 reasons. First, compassion. Right. These are my swajan. How can I kill them? These are my own people, my family. How can I kill them? Second reason, fear of sinful reactions. My respected people, my elders are there. My guru is there. And you are asking me to kill. That 100% guarantee I'm going to get sin. That's what he's thinking. That if I will kill my elders, if I'll kill my guru, obviously I'll get sin. So, third reason, enjoyment. If everyone is killed, all my cousins are killed, with whom I will enjoy that kingdom. What I'm going to gain. Right. He's giving all those reasons, very sound reasons, very proper reasons. Fourth, destruction of family tradition. Like when all those elders are killed, who is going to give the knowledge to the new generation? Who will teach them how to do the family traditions? And That is one reason. Also, who will protect the women of the family? When they are not protected, right, a lot of bad things will happen, and that will create a population of Varna Sankar. Varna Sankar means mixed breed. Ah, correct. So, and because of Varna Sankar population is there, mixed breed matlab, two very different type of people, like when they create a progeny, when they create a child, he will be of very different nature. Right? It may not be according to their liking. And there is no one to teach this knowledge also. So they will stop doing the Pindadan, those all rituals also. And Pindadan, we discussed it is Shraddh ceremony. Why it is important? Because it gives a chance to our ancestor to go back to Godhead, to get liberated. And when no one is doing the Pindadan, no one is doing Shastradan, then there is no liberation of our ancestor. That was the fourth reason. And fifth was not able to decide. He is super confused now. These many things I am not able to decide. So he says that Swadhiman, he'll say that I'll surrender to you, you are my guru. Right, after giving all the reason. And after that, Krishna gave the, and after when he surrenders, he gave the knowledge of soul and body. That you are not this body, you are the soul. He gave all the qualities of the soul, what actually soul is. Right? Why it is why it is not body, what is the difference between them? Qualities of soul, that is indestructible, unkillable, and all those things. He tells all those things. And then he in the last two verses, he gave a little in last two 7-8 verses, he gave about karma kand. Karma kand means you do this, you will get this in return. Right? If you do this, you fight the war, you'll get the kingdom. Even if you don't get kingdom, you will die because you are a Kshatriya, you will get heavenly planet. You'll go to Indralok, you will go to Brahmalok or any lok of the material plane, but not in Vaikuntha. These all loks are within material plane only. So you'll go to higher planet and you'll enjoy more, because why we do action? To enjoy. And here we can enjoy for little time, there they can enjoy for long time. So have more enjoyment. So that's what happened till now. Now till here it was all the karma kand and a little bit of sakam karma also. Now here he start the Nishkama karma in 2.39. So we'll repeat. Esha te Gita Sankhya Buddhir yoge tvivam srinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahasyasi Esha te Gita Sankhya Buddhir yoge tvivam srinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahasyasi. Anyone from Buddhi side?
Eshate Vita Sankhya.
Esate Gita Sankhya Buddhir yoge tvivam srinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahasyasi. Anyone from Buddhi side? Esate Gita Sankhya Buddhir yoge tvivam srinu Buddhya yukto yaya partha Karma bandham prahasyasi. So translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada given. Thus far, I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive result. O son of Parth, O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. Right. So he tells that till now I have told you the knowledge of body and the soul. Sankhya Yoga means analytical study or analytical knowledge of body and the soul. We need to understand what is soul, to understand what is yoga. We discussed that point. Right. Actually, that I answered my question also. I was supposed to ask that question. Okay, I'll ask. Right. So, he gave the knowledge of body and soul. And now he is taking us to the Nishkama Karma Yoga. In between, Sakam Karma Yoga also came. And Karma Kanda also came. We said that now listen, as I explained, in terms of working without fruitive result. Not expecting any result. What kind of work would that be? That's what he is going to explain. And with such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. What is bondage of work? Karma bandhana. Right. So we'll discuss that in detail. So, what here the come Buddhi Yoga. What is Buddhi Yoga? Buddhi Yoga. What is Buddhi? Buddhi. What is Buddhi? Intelligence. Vivek. Intelligence. Any other? Anyone? Any other point anyone has?
Power.
Power of discrimination between right and wrong. Not power of discrimination of people. Not you. Right. Between right and wrong. Right. So, intelligence. Buddhi literally means intelligence. Now, what is intelligence? Someone who knows all the knowledge of the world? Encyclopedia. Is that intelligence? In general life, who are the people who are called intelligent? In normal material life, let's say. Who are the people called intelligent people? Scientists, okay. What else? Who can apply whatever they know, they can apply in their life, okay? What else? There is a quotient, intelligent quotient. Has anyone given the test? किसी ने दिया है? Online there are some tests which comes, IQ test. Right. It has all the question around the world and also and for our thinking. So in general, people are considered intelligent when they know a lot of things. What to do, what not to do. But that's the least part of it. Really, in IQ test, you will not find any question what to do, what not to do. It's all who was the president of this, right? Or about India, about continent, about think of all the subjects and it will be there. Right. So those people are generally called intelligent. But that is material body wise. Who are the people? How can you call someone intelligent if you think on the spiritual level? When I say spiritual level, spirit means? What does spirit mean? You know spirit? Soul. Spirit means soul. So who are those people? You can think intelligent. Now you start thinking on the spiritual or soul level. Okay. Knowing that we are not body and the soul. And Paramatma is there. Okay. What else? So now you know that there is a body, soul concept, Paramatma is there. So what is Buddhi Yoga? What is karma as per Buddhi? It's written right, Buddhi Yogi. So how can you define Buddhi Yoga here? Now Buddhi is there, intelligence, Yoga is there, God. Make a word. How you can define Buddhi Yoga now?
Someone who is knowledgeable and is telling us, in this case, God is telling us.
But someone who is knowledgeable about God and how we can connect to God, how we can utilize our buddhi to connect to God. That is Buddhi Yoga. And Buddhi Yoga is actually Nishkama Karma and above. Right. Until we know that, we'll not apply our intelligence to connect ourselves to God. That's where it's called Buddhi Yoga. So, those actions which are enlightened action, where the person who is doing, he has understanding about God and why I should do these actions, how I should do these actions in connection to the God. That's called Buddhi Yoga. Now let's see what Srila Prabhupada has to write here. It may be very small, so I'll read only the important part. Sankhya refers to the philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul. Well, what is soul? What is its qualities and all those things. And yoga involves the controlling of senses. Now, Arjuna's proposal not to fight was based on the sense gratification. So, forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting. Because he thought that not killing his relative and kinsmen, he will be happier than enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers. So, just to purport, I will not go to the complete thing. But here, Arjuna is also thinking on the bodily platform. We discuss all those reasons. If they are killed, I'll get sin, right? I'll not feel happy. All those things. These are all thinking that I am the body, I am not the soul. Is there all those things? Thinking that he's the body. All those reasons, my swajan. Right. If you say my swajan, that means they are thinking about the body. Then Srila Prabhupada later mentions, we simply change our body dress in different manners, but actually we keep our individuality even after liberation from the bondage of material dress. So here in this purport, in first 2-3 paragraph, he does the revision what we just did. That we are not the body and the soul. Soul changes the body like we change the dress. Like after you go home, you'll put this dress, you'll wear some shorts, half t-shirt, home dress. Right. Same way soul changes. Why you do that? The purpose of wearing this is over for the day. So you simply change it. That's what we do, right? So soul also thinks that the purpose of being in this body is over. I'll go to another body now. And what is the reason it goes to another body? Is someone forcing? Actually, yes. Mode of nature is forcing. He has paid all his karmic reactions in this body. Now, the reactions which he has to pay will be done only in next body. So he will change that. He has to change that. That is the reason of changing the body by the soul. Like, if my reaction says that in one time, or in any one person's reaction says that at one time he has to have 20 progenies. In human body, that is not possible. His reaction says that is what he has to get. Then he has to get some animal body, जहाँ एक बार में 20 बच्चे पैदा होंगे. Right. So reaction, the mode of nature drives that activity, and a lot of other things which we'll discuss later sometime. Right. So that's a revision. Now question. What is the connection between section Nishkama Karma and the Sankhya? That was the question which I wanted to ask. So answer is also given, now you can just repeat. What is the connection between Sankhya and Nishkama Karma? Why Lord told about the soul before and then Nishkama Karma? He could have told in any order. What is the connection?
connection with God. अगर सोल का अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं देते
तो what is connected to the God?
जो हायर पर्पस है या जो बेसिकली कनेक्ट कर पाते हैं अपनी बॉडी या पे हम सोचते रहते हैं
Correct, yeah. Any other reason?
Material benefits.
Gyan and Sankhya actually both are not for material benefit because you are now thinking about the soul level and God's level. So it's anyway out of material thinking. But yeah, that is the correct reason. That's the reason actually. You need to know about the soul before you can understand yoga. What you will connect with God. Your soul has a relationship with God. We just have forgotten it. We have forgotten that we are son of Krishna. Right? These things are reminding us, याद करो तुम भूल गए हो अब तो याद करो. Right? Like someone who has lost his memory in Hindi movies or Telugu movies also, what people say, they will take them to the place जहाँ पे उन्होंने अपनी जो भी लीलाएं की होंगी, ठीक, मतलब अपने गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ घूमे होंगे, they'll take them to that place और फैमिली से मिलाएंगे, ये देखो तुम्हारे मम्मी, ये देखो तुम्हारे पापा, they will tell, कुछ तो याद करो. And maybe somehow will remember. So these shastras are teaching us, see, read this, read about God, understand about God. Maybe someday we'll remember that. So we have lost our memory completely. Now we are trying to remember. But that is the region. Uh, yeah. So a lot of times we might have heard, uh, why do you want to go for spiritual? Why do you need to go for reading the Bhagavad Gita now? Why do you want to go for spirituality and all those things? Right? Because people think on the bodily level. And that's why these kind of reasons are given. This is like just another thing to do for people. But it's not just another thing. It is the thing which we have to do. So Buddhi is doing the right thing with the enlightened action. Buddhi Yoga means, Buddhi Karma means, Buddhi Yoga Karma means, or Buddhi Karma Yoga means doing enlightened action. And that is the connection. Right. Now, what is the knowledge of the scripture? So, when we know about the soul, now we got the knowledge of the soul. What should we do of that? चलो भाई किसी ने बता दिया कि you are not this body, you are the soul. Okay, I got the theory. What shall I do with that? That comes to the knowledge from scripture. So, scripture teaches us three things. Right, the purpose, the three things it teaches. First is called sambandh, the relationship. Means, first you need to know who am I. We are soul. Now that we know that we are not this body, we are the soul, we keep on changing the body just like that in every life. We are here from billions of years, करोड़ों साल से यहाँ पे हैं, and we change the bodies like we change the dress, again like we eat the food. That is proper example. So now we know who am I, then who is God, we know who is God, then we need to know what is my relationship with God. That is called sambandh. If I know about me, if I know about God, how I am connected to God. When that process of knowing that is called sambandh. Right. Then comes the upgrade. Okay. Now somebody told me that I am connected to God because I am a soul and the purpose of the soul is to serve God. Then only he will get the permanent happiness. Otherwise, there is no permanent happiness. Now, if that is the purpose, how can I connect myself to God? That process, that is called abhideya. And when I do this process, what is the end result? What would be the goal of doing this process? That's called prayojan. And so this is the only thing which is knowledge of scripture. From scripture you get these three things. When you read all our shastra, you have to actually realize these three things. You have to come to that place. Now Srila Prabhupada later mentions, Sankhya philosophy was expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila, the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained this to his mother Devahuti. So Lord Kapil, he was nothing but incarnation of Lord Krishna, avatar of Lord Krishna, and his old mother. So there's a big story, someday I will tell. There's a big story, but he told this knowledge to his mother at his last time. Who am I? Who is God? What is your relationship? What you should do, and you can get out of this world. He gave that knowledge. There was another Kapil also, and what knowledge he gave is called Sāṅkhya, analytical study of body and the soul. And incidentally, there is another Kapil Muni also. Right. Srila Prabhupada mentions in his purport as imposter Kapil. Right. Not the Kapil Dev, not the baller in 1983 World Cup. There was one Muni, Kapil Muni, and he was a theist. His philosophy is also called Sankhya, but that's completely atheistic. Atheistic means it does not have any element of God. Right. So, Srila Prabhupada later on says that you should follow the philosophy of the real Kapil Muni, not the imposter one, not the fake one. So, yeah, it will come later in the scripture, in purport. So, the description in the Veda indicates that Lord glanced over the Prakriti or captures and impregnated with atomic individual soul. We'll skip that. That's a very big thing to explain for some other day. So all these individuals are working in the material world for sense gratification, and under the spell of material energy, they are thinking of being enjoyers. Because we think we are body, everything will do for our enjoyment. Right? If you think we are body, then all actions will be for our enjoyment. It is only after many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudeva Lord Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search for the ultimate truth. Well, after getting into this, we hear na 84 lakh yoni, 84 lakh live. 84 lakh? हाँ 84 lakh, correct, that's correct. 84 lakh, 8.4 million live. After crossing that, only we get Manushya. Right. Think 84 lakh lives, then we get one Manushya Jan. And if we waste that also doing the animal activity, go back to the cycle again. 84 lakh again. Right. And then again you will get that. So, how many karodo sal again will be stuck here? That's where it's important for us to know what is the purpose of life. If we have gotten this human body, why we have gotten human body? If we have to live like animal, only better live like animal. You can reproduce 100 children at one time. यहाँ पे एक children, in one child also so much trouble is there for 9 months, and at those 3 days at the when the child comes out, all the pain and all. Why? Animals give like 4, 5, one shot, and they're like happy living life. They sleep. Polar bear sleep for 6 months. No problem. We sleep for 6 hours, 7 hours. He sleep for 7 hours. उठो बेटा स्कूल जाना है, चलो उठो, get ready. He's like, yeah, life है यार. इससे बढ़िया तो polar bear होते. Sleeping for 6 months. Right. और कोई आ गया, किसी ने स्कूल में बुलिंग की, अरे हट पीछे, ये मेरी सीट है, मैं यहाँ बैठूंगा. He's like, okay, you are more strong, you sit here. Better be like lion, तेरी सीट ये ले, बिशुम. Right. So become animal. Being animal is any day better. Right. Sleeping, eating, or eating like an animal. We eat this much. मन तो बहुत कर रहा है, but no space. So much I want to eat, but there is no space. Be like elephant, eat that much. Right. So animals are every day better if we do the same activity. So why we have gotten human life? Not to live like an animal. Not to do those actions. To realize this sambandh, avideya or prayojan. That is the only reason we have gotten human life. And if we waste doing the same activities what animal do, then we are at the lowest of the ladder, animal life. Will not progress. Right. That's what Srila Prabhupada is trying to say. That after frustration, after millions of lifetimes, then they get human body, and then after many human body also, after many human life also, someone may realize, what is the use? And then they try to actually start searching for the knowledge. That's where our actual journey starts. When we start thinking, what's the purpose? What is the use of this body? Right. Then he says that this one we have already covered, so I'll skip that. Buddhi Yoga. Right. So Buddhi Yoga, it also comes in Bhagavad Gita 10.1, that to those who are constantly devoted to my service or serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Now question was, or it could come, why Krishna? Right. Why only Krishna? Because Krishna says that. Who am I to ask that question? He says that in Bhagavad Gita, I am God, I follow. There is no other reasons required actually, if you say that. But if any other reason is required, there can be hundreds of scriptural references. But why you are following only Krishna? Because Krishna says that. You do this, you come to me. I am following that. For like, if someone has to propagate Sanatana Dharma, what is the one scripture you can give? No one gives any Puran, right? If you have to give to your manager came from US, he's a Angrez or US guy, and he wanted to have one book from India. What book you will give? Bhagavad Gita. You will not give any Puran or any Veda, Rig Ved for you. He'll like die and he'll not understand Rig Ved. Forget him, even none of us can understand Rig Ved. You get Bhagavad Gita. That is the basic. The most basic knowledge we can get is Bhagavad Gita. If we don't understand that, nothing else can be understood. Right. And in this, Bhagavan is saying, I am Bhagavan, I am God, do this, you will come to me. We are following that. Very simple reason. We don't need any other reason, frankly. Right. So, yeah, that is what is told by Lord also. Why Buddhi Yoga? Because he's saying that if you serve me constantly and with love, you will come back to me. That is Buddhi Yoga. That is intelligence. Following this. Now, we talked about knowledge, we talked about action. How many of you think that action and knowledge is different? Or is it same? What is your view? Is action and knowledge same or different? Why?
Theory type action or like practical.
So knowledge is theory and action is practical. What else? What is knowledge then?
Knowledge is मतलब
So should we treat both things separately?
पता होने के बाद में भी जो करते हैं that is action.
That is bad knowledge. And bad action also. पता भी है उसके बाद भी गलत काम करेंगे. हमें पता है कि लेफ्ट साइड से ड्राइविंग करनी है लेकिन मैं तो रॉन्ग साइड से ड्राइविंग करूंगा. नेक्स्ट डे जितने भी रुपए का चाहे 1050 rupees चालान फॉर यू प्लीज पे. राइट. So that is vikarma. That's not even karma. हाँ माता जी. Huh? Then they don't have knowledge, Mataji. Retina is not knowledge. Someone knows Bhagavad Gita end to end. आप उनसे बीच का एक श्लोक पूछो यार. I am master of Bhagavad Gita. You ask me 10.55. होता हो तो. I don't know. ठीक. 10.20 and I'll tell you like this. They are master of Bhagavad Gita. But there are 30 crore gods in Hinduism. It's useless. It's not called knowledge. It's called retina. हाँ. वो रट लिए उनको भगवत गीता रट लिया है सब कुछ बट उनके पास नॉलेज नहीं है. दैट्स नॉट नॉलेज. नॉलेज इज व्हेन यू एक्चुअली नो अबाउट गॉड. दैट इज नॉलेज. देन हाउ एंड इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एक्शन और इज इट डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एक्शन? यस.
We actually were doing with some knowledge what it actually.
So we use the word, that's correct. We use the word enlightened action. So knowledge and action, we should not treat it separately. Unless you have the knowledge, the right knowledge, you will not do the right action. Right? So knowledge and actions are not really different. Process, why is it different? Process alag hai. One is theory, one is practical. But you have to combine both to actually do the right thing. With right knowledge, only the right action comes. Without right knowledge, there cannot be right action. Right? So, that's what it is. The Buddhi Yoga, enlightened action. Now, Srila Prabhupada mentions here, again, the impostor Kapila. I will skip that. Sankhya means analytical description of body and soul. And Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So he told about the soul so that he can understand about the Nishkama karma or Buddhi Yoga or later on Bhakti. So that's why he told about the soul. Because soul is the one who will be doing action. Means he has to know his connection to the God to understand what is the right action. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya, as described in the Bhagavatam, are one and the same. Knowledge and action are one and the same. That's what Srila Prabhupada mentions. Right. Now, a question. We'll do 10 more minutes. Is it okay? Huh? Now, one question. Now you know about all the knowledge, action, sakam karma, niskam karma, and all those things. In your office, it's being told that you have to do some extra hours. You'll not get, or you may not get paid for it. Should you do it or not? तुम्हारी जॉब बहुत खतरे में रहेगी.
अभी तो कुछ भी बोलोगे.
अभी कुछ भी बोल दो. See, when you say so, but what should we do? करना ही पड़ता है तो कंपल्सन है. ठीक. करना ही पड़ता है तो कंपल्सन. But should we do what or not?
Depends upon the situation. It's important. Accordingly, you can take it out.
Non-important one no one gives, frankly. Right. If it is, well, there are some sadistic managers, unnecessarily they will give the work. But in most conditions, if it is not really important, they might not. Right. So think it is a maybe a little important one. Should you do it or not? You may not get paid for it. You'll do? Why?
Feel responsible.
You feel responsible. Okay. You'll do. Why?
Important for approach.
Okay. It is important for organization, not for you. You are not getting paid. Why should you do? You may come to Bhagavad Gita class, except doing it. Like one Prabhuji, you are supposed to come, he went to office.
आज की तो कल problem.
Okay. But why you are doing? What is the thing which is making you to do that? Huh? For growth. That is sāṅkhya. Not sāṅkhya, not yoga.
You are part of that. So if you pray for it,
So that's your duty. You think that it's my duty to do that. I'm the person who is responsible for it, so it's my duty to complete it. Right? And the problem in the world, so yes, the answer is, yeah, we should do that, depending on situation also, depending on what kind of duty it is. We will discuss that next slide. But a lot of time we feel that, "Arey yaar, kyun faltu ka kaam?" It is a burden on us. Because we think that it's not, we don't think on a duty perspective. Now let's talk about duty. Because in previous, Krishna is asking Arjuna, duty, it is your duty as a Kshatriya doing that. And if we think, we'll not think it as a burden that's ours. Like if every time it is being, then it's really a burden. But if once in a while it comes, and you think it's my duty, you will do that because you feel responsible for it. Now Bhagavad Gita teaches us about our duty. How? These two ways. There are two types of duty. One is called Swadharma, another is called Sanatana Dharma. Swadharma, because we are the soul, we have the understanding, now we have the knowledge of the soul. What should we do? The answer of the question is that now we know about the soul, but our soul will not function without the body. So we have certain material duty also. You are a father, you have duty towards your children. As a mother, you have duty towards your children. You are a manager, you have duty towards your organization and your reportees. Right? So if we understand that these things are our duty, then it will not feel like burden. That it is my duty to do. If he is a student, he will not ask, "अरे पापा क्यों मुझे लिखने को बोल रहे हो और पढ़ने को दिन भर writing करो, ये पढ़ो, वो पढ़ो." Because if a student understand, it is my duty to study, it is my duty to understand these things and gain the knowledge. Maybe not come at the top, maybe first nahi aana hai, but at least my duty is to understand. That is what expected from me. He will not feel burdened. Right? The same thing with us also. So, we have, that is called Swadharma. When we have some duties in respect to our body, that is Swadharma. Then there is another duty also. Sanatana Dharma. What is Sanatana? Sanatana means eternal. What is eternal? Soul is eternal. What else? Absolute truth. God is eternal. Only two things are eternal. When we say Sanatana Dharma, understanding, general understanding is because it is from time immemorial. That's why it's called Sanatana Dharma. That's not correct. That is also one of the reasons.
duties are specified in earlier system which we need to.
But what is the earliest? We don't have a timeline here, right? Why it's called Sanatana Dharma? Because you are eternal, God is eternal, your relationship is eternal. That is why it's called Sanatana Dharma. Not because of the timeline. General thinking is because of the timeline, but the real thinking, the real knowledge, because it is Sanatana Dharma is your relationship with the God. Soul's relationship. You mean soul. Soul's relationship with the another eternal. So in Kathopanishad, one verse came, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. Means there are many eternal and there is one supreme eternal. Right? Nityo Nityanam. Right? Chetanas Chetanam. There is one there are many consciousness and there is one supreme consciousness. Right? So that when it says many means all the jiva, all the souls. So what is your Sanatana Dharma? Your spiritual duty. Now that you know your material duty, you also need to know what is your spiritual duty. You are giving food to your body. Daily we eat protein, this, carbohydrate, starch, fat, whatever, right? All those things. Keeping body strong. And maybe at the age of 60, 70, 80, दो लोग पकड़ के चले गए. You cannot keep it eternal. And doing only material duty, people forget that there is a duty for the soul also. That means remembering God, understanding God, doing my serving towards God. Because you are keeping your body filled with food and being happy. What are you doing for your soul? How you are making him satisfied? He can be satisfied by doing only one thing, something related to the God. If you are not doing that, your soul is always hungry for many lives, not only this life. Right, so understanding your spiritual duty is also important. So we have two duties. One is your Swadharma, duty of your body, and Sanatana Dharma, duty of your soul. And you have to have a balance between them. It's not like I'm doing only material duty or I'm doing only spiritual duty. And a lot of time you would have heard, Arey Bhagavad Gita padhoge to you'll become a Vairagi, you'll become a... Has anyone heard that? You'll leave home and this and that. Tum sune ho? Quite right. So, it is not that. Bhagavad Gita does not tell about becoming a Vairagi or renunciate. What Lord Krishna says to Arjuna? To do what? To do fight. He is not saying go to jungle and Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He is not asking him to do that. What he is asking him to do? Do your duty. Right. So he is asking, one can say, but he is saying only for Swadharma. You are a Kshatriya, do your duty as Kshatriya. But he is also saying as Sanatana Dharma. Because what actually is Dharma? Now we are coming to the point. What is Dharma? The real Dharma. If you have to define Dharma in one line, what is Dharma? Karma. Huh? नहीं मतलब what is your real dharma? As a soul you think Swadharma. Serve the God. And serve the God. And how do you serve the God? If a kid wants to serve mother and father, how we can serve? By doing what? मतलब आप कहा के हाथ पैर दबाएगा then only you think he is serving you. हाँ मतलब हमने किया था, but is that only serving? How do you think that, what is your name? Nirav. How do you think Nirav is serving you? Doing what? He will love, मतलब he has to say, Papa, I love you, then he serves. He said, Papa, I love you, और उसके बाद जो मन कर में है वो करता है. He does whatever.
Sometimes.
When he obeys, when he follows your instruction, right? You say, beta पढ़ लो, he'll do. You say, beta study करो. That is the real serving, right? When he obeys your instruction, follows whatever you say, that's a real serving, right? And that's what we also have to do. धर्मम तो साक्षात भगवान प्रणीतम. That is the real dharma. भगवान ने जो instruction दिया, वो करना ही real धर्म है. So one can think that he is talking about Swadharma, but he is talking about Sanatana Dharma also, because Krishna is saying, go and fight. If he will not fight, he is not following the Dharma. He will fight, that means he is doing his Dharma. Both together. Right. That's how we have to understand our duty. As a student, we have to understand our duty. My duty is to study. As a children, we have to understand our duty. My duty is to obey my mother and father. And also, my soul's duty for all of us. We have to strike a balance between spiritual and material life. Not only enjoying life. Come out of the animal life and come to the yoga level. That is the real yoga. Yoga does not mean Tadasan and all those asanas. Right? Because even that yoga had connection. When Patanjali wrote the Yoga Sutra, there are 9 things which he wrote. Ahar Pratyahar, Yam Niyam, Ahar Pratyahar, Yoga, Asan, Sadhana, and all those things, 9 stages. These all will be followed, then only it's called yoga. Nowadays, yoga means 21st June, International Yoga Day. Make 5 people together, 5 lakh, and then do some yoga. Yes, yoga done. That's not real yoga. With doing all those things, 9 things together, you actually connect yourself to God. That was the real yoga. Thanks. Any question? So Bhakti Yoga is also a logical process. It's not saying going to temple and started crying. That is not Bhakti Yoga. It's a logical process. How you can go ahead in life. That is, Bhakti is not emotional being. Someone starts crying, being sentimental. Bhakti is never sentimental. It's a very logical process. But we need to go step by step, understand in way. And the irony in this world is, we teach our children about rights. That beta school में अगर teacher मारे तो तुम मुझे आके बताना. I'll see who is beating you. Right. These things we teach to children, or all kinds of right. Like, I am women, I have equal right. I am LGBTQ rights. All kinds of right. Managers right, employees right, and this and that right. No one teaches about duty. That is the missing part. If you were teaching about duty, right is automatically covered. But the irony of the world, today's world, is people are teaching about rights, and people means all of us, I'm saying. We are teaching kids about the rights, but not what their real duty is. Right. So, that consciousness is missing. Right. Everyone wants equality, but no one worries about their duties. You can see in the world, in India also. जाके सड़क पे जाएंगे, they will eat pan, right? And then when something happens, government has not given me this. What about my right? What about your duty? Your constitution has given some duties, 10 duties. Huh? Some duties are given. What about those duties? How many of us are following that? So, all about right. Nowadays, it's like I'm entitled. The entitlement is a problem in this world. Like, people feel I'm so entitled, but they don't want to do anything about it. Like, I will not study my whole life, but because I am from certain community, I should give that seat. That's the problem. You are not doing your duty, but you want your right. When you go both things together, when you follow your duty, you automatically get. Like, if a student, Nirav, is studying well, he does not have to worry about the result. He will get the good result. Right. So if someone is doing good duty, they will get the rights also. But yeah, that's the irony in the world. So one verse comes in Spider-Man, right? Yeah, that's. With great responsibility, with great powers come great responsibilities. Right. So same thing we have to remember. With this, we have greater responsibility being in human life. Not responsibility towards our body, but all other people, all other animals, all other things. Right. So, with great power comes great responsibility. This is what we also need to know. So, Bhakti Yoga means work in Krishna consciousness, in full bliss and knowledge of devotional service. One who works for the satisfaction of the Lord, however difficult such work may be, is working under the principle of Buddhi Yoga and finds himself always in transcendental bliss. So all those activities you are seeing in the picture they are doing, they are all doing things for the Lord, right? And they feel eternal happiness. That happiness which never get lost. We do something, we eat some great food. How long? The taste would be there. Minute, max, or 30 seconds, just like that. When you are doing things for the God, when you taste that bhakti of the Lord, that is eternal. It is never going to lose. And that's actually next verse. Right. We'll come to that. So there is much difference between working in Krishna consciousness and work for fruitive result. Krishna consciousness means bhakti. And fruitive result means doing for result. Especially in matter of sense gratification of achieving results in terms of family and material happiness. Buddhi Yoga, therefore, is transcendental quality of work that we perform. That is the crux of the whole verse. It is the work we should do for the pleasure of the God. That is called intelligent work, Buddhi Yoga. Right? Enlightened action. So, I'll skip this, but yeah, just to give you one example, because we are part of the God, we can be only happy when we are connected to the God. How we can understand? Like a hand. You don't feed hand separately. Beta thoda chawal dal. Right? You eat here. But when you feed your body, your hand is also happy. You don't feed your mouth, hand will also go away. Matlab, it will stop working. So, when you, or a tree, when you water the root of the tree, the plant is growing and happy. You don't have to put water on every tree, every leaf of that. So that when we understand it, we have value only we are connected to the God. If we don't, these all are useless. So our soul has to connect to God to have the value and get the happiness. That's a very important thing too. Srimad Bhagavatam also says the same thing. The spirit soul can be happy only with the association of the supreme living being, the personality of Godhead, and nowhere else. That is Srimad Bhagavatam, the Bhagavad Mahapuran. That's what it says. Right. Now, one question. Just two more questions and we'll end up. Is it possible to avoid sinful reaction? Is there a way we can avoid sinful reaction? By doing what? By following regulative principle, okay? Huh? What else? So, two answers. True is got time. Okay, so it is possible. That's what all we discussed. If we are not attached to the result and action, it is possible to avoid sinful reaction. Right. Actually, even if you are attached to action, if you are not attached to result, that is called Nishkama. You will avoid the sinful reaction. So, when you think that the result of my activities are not for me, but for the Lord, I am doing this thing, I don't want any result, you will be actually avoiding sinful reaction. इसलिए बोल जाओ यहाँ से. Okay. Then next question: is one going to get liberated by doing just work? Why not? We discussed about the work. What is the work? Just doing the work and one get liberated. Right work. We need to know. Mama ko jo bata. Okay. Yes, by doing right work, one can get liberated. But for that, we need to know what is the right work. Right? We need to know about Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma. That only will know what is the right thing to do and we can get liberated. So yes, the answer is yes. But what kind of work? Okay? And what is the right work? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Doing chanting, reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, serving the God. Right, these are all the right work. So, all those serving the Lord includes everything. Any question? You have any question? Anything? Sankhya means analytical. Sankhya मतलब क्या होता है? संख्या. संख्या मतलब संख्या. संख्या मतलब numbers. Number, why number it's called? क्योंकि there is one God, there is one soul, it's connected. That's why it's called Sankhya. So, study of body and understanding of body and the soul, that is called Sankhya. Right. Sankhya means only that, understanding that I am the soul. That's all. Any other question? 239 years. Any other question? Right? We can finish off with this. One checker, Tarubhya Kripa, Sikrupecha, Panstana, Pavani, Vaishnavi, Number, Uti Vaishnavi, Kitchen, Singapore, Path, Hare Krishna.